The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to McStabber Studios. I am Mama McStabber, and I will be the storyteller of this Chapter 1, Episode 2 of Queen's Gambit, as we begin our vampire story within this multi-splat chronicle. I would like for my vampires to introduce themselves before we kick this off.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gray, and today I will be playing Antoine de la Cour, Nosferatu.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sykeshire, and I am playing Sonia Mitchell, a gangrel.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Glaciate, and tonight I'll be playing Dr. Momo Roberts of the clan Banu Hakim.
Hi, I'm Cozy Core, or Unconscious Celestial, and I'm playing Charlie Sakrin of Nosferatu.
Hello, I am Evan Blade, and tonight I'm playing Sam Harrow of Clan Tremere.
All Tremere, all the time. All right, so as we start our vampire story, beneath a building that was once owned by Sindexoi Corporation, in the basement area, well, one of the many basements within this building, it's a bit of almost like a labyrinth underneath the building. There's a chamber, and inside, a beautiful brunette woman with icy blue eyes that peer through your soul is sitting at what appears to be a throne. And before her are two kindred. Antoine, please describe yourself.
I'm a Nosferatu, so you can see that it has an impact on my face, but I'm bald shaven. I've got a little beard, but really small trimmed. I've got I'm trying to be casual dressed, business casual dressed, and I've got a hoodie on my arm, and I'm just standing in front of everyone, and that's it.
And Dr. Roberts, please describe yourself.
I'm a middle-aged, perhaps a little Middle Eastern kind of guy with long black hair, Actually, my heritage is a little mixed. I have glasses. My dressing is basically as practical as it can get. White shirt, all social, but very messy. Suspenders and a bag on my side. That's it.
And there are a few others in the room, but they have remained stoic and silent through this presentation. Jackie looks to Antoine and says, Leo Delacour, you bring me a potential recruit.
I do.
And she looks to Monroe and says, Dr. Roberts, you seek to prove your worth after failing once before. What makes you think you can do it this time?
I honestly think this time I'll be able to do it. This time, for certain, I'll be able to. I won't fail again.
She looks you up and down, weighing you, measuring, determining your worth. You can feel it down to your soul. And she looks to Antoine and says, Leo Delacour, you will be his mentor, his sponsor. I have a mission for the two of you. And she says, and Dr. Roberts, we shall see if you are worthy or not. Because if you are not, you won't exist anymore.
Thank you, Mother.
As Mithras wills it. Now, accompany me. I have others that need to be involved in this mission. And she gets up and leaves and goes to an elevator that takes you all up. And she leads you out of the building, where you get into a car and you travel a little ways down, closer to the center of downtown, to an office building where she holds court. And you enter, and there are a few of her court members. Cedric is there. Dredd is there. Her sheriff, Lamarcade, is there. And you see 3 additional vampires in the room. Jackie walks in and says, good evening, everyone. I apologize for the delay. This is Antoine Delacour and Dr. Monroe Roberts. You are, and then she turns and sits down at a desk. And she points to Sam.
Good evening, Queen Durant. I am Sam Harrell of Clan Tremere.
Yes, I heard from Advisor Akers that you were seeking to establish yourself in this city.
It seems a stable and a good place to start.
Do me a favor and describe yourself so that everyone knows what you look like.
Okay, Sam looks probably like your stereotypical stage magician. It's basically plain black suit, very Victorian style, long black jacket, white shirt, white tie, top hat probably in hand, seeing he's indoors at this point, and a wooden walking cane, which pretty much stands out exactly as the stereotype as a stage magician is the best way to put it. Probably middle-aged, but he is what he is.
Mm-hmm. And she looks to the Nosferatu and says, and you are?
Charlie Saccharine, at your service, ma'am.
And she looks to Cedric and he gives her a nod. And she says, yes, Cedric speaks highly of you. You've been in the area for some time.
Yes, keeping quiet, playing my dues.
And describe yourself for us.
Charlie probably looks very out of place amongst everyone who is extremely well dressed. Charlie is chubby with, she's wearing a skunk kigurumi and is just kind of like with pockets, just kind of standing there pretty relaxed. Long yellow blonde hair tied up in pigtails, but low pigtails. And you can make on her face, she has scaly red patches all over her face, and from what you can see on her neck as well.
And then she looks to the gangrel and says, Dredd tells me that you came here in search of your pack.
Yes. Just one day, I just could not find them. It was like they vanished. I have no idea where they went. And I knew that you guys were traveling. So I kind of, became the stray that followed along suit. But I am definitely here at your service, ma'am.
And you are?
My name is Sonia Mitchell.
Well, it is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. I have a very important task that I would like all of you to work together to perform. Those of you that have traveled to the city from afar know how difficult it was to get here. She looks to Charlie and says, those that have been here for any length of time know that it wasn't always that way. We have come across research that shows that some time ago, the Tremere in this city, before their chantry fell, were making advances towards solving the problem that is the Null Zone and the Goblin Roads. There is an item that we know has been left behind in their old chantry that Pontifex Ulmer sealed before she left, that I need you all to retrieve. And she describes at length this keystone. I am not certain where exactly in the chantry it is. Some clues mention that it's guarded. But the chantry location is at the central Milwaukee Library. You all would know exactly what building that is. It is a old, gorgeous, large library building in practically the heart of downtown. I do not expect this to be a simple B&E. It's a sealed Tremere chantry, and she looks over to Sam. She looks to Monroe as well. You're an archaeologist.
Yes. Gwen?
Good. And she looks to Sonia and says, you're a tracker and a trap specialist.
Absolutely am.
She looks to Charlie and says, you're multi-talented. And she looks to Sam and says, I'm not fully apprised on your abilities. I hope they are spectacular. I've heard you put on quite a show, though.
I'm rather good at seeing things that try to be hidden.
Good. And then she looks to Antoine, and I know you're fully capable. Take some time. We have some information to give you on the item itself. And she will pass out basically paperwork that describes it. And you will see it is a stone item, basically, a keystone, basically, that's been etched with various things that is used in a ritual to restore werewolf totems that have been shattered.
The most curious composition on this.
Yes.
Certainly has Tremere written all over it.
Yes. The Tremere that was doing the research and work on this problem fell when the chantry was raided. We were able to recover his research.
Morrow looks at Sam, and then he gives up on saying anything. I think that we should, as best as we can, prepare and organize our knowledges and prepare on how to infiltrate this chantry.
There are easily accessible information online about the library itself, but I can guarantee you that it wouldn't have been the entire library as their chantry. They would have had somewhere secret within it.
And they would have had considerable guards of some kind, protection of some kind, I'm assuming wards, some kind of security system. Do we have any knowledge of any of that? Has anybody approached it, or do we know anything of that
You will
nature?
be the first and hopefully only. We do this now because Pontifex Ulmer has left the city.
Mm.
I see.
I will leave you for now. There is a conference room off in the hallway to the left that you can use to discuss. As well, Cedric, I believe you wanted to speak with Antoine for a moment. And he nods. And she says, do understand, you do have support of my court of advisors. We are working with other beings within the city, but this is the most important mission of all. Spirits, wraiths, whatever you want to call them, are hunting pieces of the totems that were used by a gangrel many, many years ago. By a werewolf many, many years ago. in a ritual that caused the null zone and brought forth the goblin roads. And in doing so, he destroyed himself and shattered the totems. They were flung to multiple different realms, many of which we cannot traverse. So wraiths are looking into theirs. Werewolves are looking into theirs. Changelings, fae, are looking into theirs. And mages are looking into theirs.
Real actual mages?
Real actual mages, yes. I keep interesting company, it seems.
I can see that.
But ours is strictly a vampire issue. And if we do not succeed in getting this keystone, the ritual to restore the totems cannot be performed. That is how important this is.
That is why we shall not fail.
And if you succeed, I will reward you graciously. And she looks each of you in the eyes, and you know she is not lying.
I do have one concern, if I may mention it.
Of course.
I'm concerned whether outside people, we'll say people, it could be anything, would have an interest in preventing this from happening, or would they interfere with us?
There will be no interference from any of the supernaturals involved in this massive quest. And we are also not to interfere with their actions.
That makes sense.
May Queen.
Yes.
Got a little question to be sure. The library, is it accessible to mortals?
Yes, it's a public library.
Yeah, so the chantry is buried underneath it. Or hidden underneath it.
And the security is most likely capable of passing through the eyes of mortals undetected.
And we're not exactly sure if it is actually underneath or if it's hidden in a different manner, or the location of an entrance would be in a different place.
I will allow you to discuss this in the conference room. Cedric, could you lead them, please? I have another meeting to attend. But
Thank you, Queen.
I wish you well.
Thank you, ma'am.
And she exits. Cedric says, "Follow me." And he walks you out of the room, down to the conference room. He stops Antoine in the hallway as the others go into the conference room and slides a large ruby ring into your hand and says, "This might be able to get you in as a last resort. But know that all magic comes at a cost." And he pats you on the shoulder and turns and leaves.
I pocket the ring for the moment.
And
Saying
now
that-
the scene is y'all's to discuss how you're going to prepare for this.
Well, hello to both you, Miss Mitchell, and you, Miss Saccharine. Colorful name. Harold. Anthony, it's a pleasure to be in a company. Antonois, d'accord. Harold. How are we supposed to get on with this? I am all for ideas.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
I know you, Harold.
Sanya walks in and she places one side of her behind on the conference room table. Well, we know the general area.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that, once a Tremere, always a Tremere. You might know and she looks towards her teammate member there, you might have some idea what kind of guarding, so to speak, warding security or sign as to the outside or the opening, something of that nature. Might you?
I might.
What idea?
Yes, I suspect it's more than likely not going to be the public areas, firstly. So if we can find a floor plan of the library, we could probably exclude the public areas straight away. I mean, blood magic tends to draw a bit of attention if you're doing it in the middle of a library. So we probably need somewhere to do, somewhere elsewhere. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a staff-only archive area or something like that we might want to consider, which probably even the staff aren't aware of.
Something perhaps buried between or behind the books.
It wouldn't surprise me if they had a separate entrance
Yes.
to avoid having to go through everyone.
I would think they'd have a piping or a duct system or some kind of electrical hallways or something that would run within the building, either underneath or, and if they have an elevator system.
Miss Saccharine, our queen said that you are multi-talented. Is perhaps one of your talents to, know about the public construction site of this library, so we can pick up the details that are off, that might indicate where this chantry is?
Wavelength. Storyteller, I was actually thinking exactly that.
I love it when a group instantly starts to congeal. It's great.
As you know, Storyteller, I do have relatively high manipulation and relatively high tech. I was wondering if it is possible for me to get these blueprints.
Ooh, that's not going to be manipulation.
Okay.
Manipulation is more of a social thing.
Yes, I was thinking if somebody had them, but yes.
But I will say that with enough tech, and what is your specialty in that? I'm going to click the little I. You've got computers. Yeah. There is a laptop in this room that you could get on, and you can roll with either intelligence or wits and technology with your specialty in computers. So you're going to add 1 die. You can use your power bonus to click to do that. And you're going to roll to see what you get. You can spend a willpower by clicking the re-roll button if you would like. Okay, it looked like it only rolled 1. You need to, when you click re-roll, you need to select up to 3 dice.
How do I fix that?
Just click the re-roll.
Okay. It's not coming
It's
up
not
anymore.
letting you? Okay. So
No.
what you're going to do is you're going to put your cursor over the die that's at the bottom, the D10 that's at the bottom of your screen. You're going to right click and you're going to say 3 times.
Okay.
And throw it onto the chat window. There we go. You got 2 successes from that. So that's 3.
Yeah.
With 3 successes, you are not able to actually get the blueprints. You would need more successes than that. But you are able to see a floor map, as it were, of the library, at least the public areas of the library. You do see on the main floor, though, that there is what appears to be access to a basement.
I just slide the laptop around so that everyone else can see.
Well, either we could try to head towards the basement, or we could try to find the main office of this library to see if there's any more floor plans. Could be stored in a supervisor's office. Depends on what you guys think the timing should be. If you find the blueprints, then you've got a more accurate picture. But how long would that take?
I do believe we have some certain urgency on recovering this. And for all that's worth, we can only operate half the time. Our other companions apparently can operate. So we indeed should rush.
Do me a favor, Sam. Roll your intelligence and awareness and also use your power bonus to give your specialty and instincts.
How do I add my specialty?
Okay, so you can go to the Actions tab and click your power bonus because it's a +1. And then you're going to click in the Intelligence spelled out button. And then the die icon by awareness. That is 6 successes. Would you like to use a willpower?
I don't know. Do I?
Would you?
Or is 6 enough? What the hell? I mean,
Okay, and you can select up to 3 dice to re-roll to see if you get a crit.
It's there to be used. Now, where do I find the re-rolls?
The re-roll button is on the bottom of your willpower box on your main tab, the first tab. And then you select up to 3 failure dice. Yes. Okay. You didn't get a crit, but you got an 8. With your instincts, Sam, and knowledge of your clan, you are pyramid loyal. You know how chantries work, and when they are hidden in a public place like that, they are not marked on a blueprint.
Well, from what I know from Tremere chantries, if they're in a public place, they won't be on a blueprint. So I'm not sure whether we look for something on the map which isn't like a gap, perhaps.
Well, then usually when you're tracking something that doesn't give a specific pattern or footprint, then you go by sound, or you go by smell, or you go by some other way in which to sense where something is. So if there is not a blueprint, how else would one find one of your kind? Is there something they give off? Is there something the building gives off? Some way to track it if you can't see it.
We can look to see if we can't see it.
Oh my God. Yes, your capacities, I'm sure. You mean your foresight thing?
Yes,
Aspects.
pretty much. That may be the best way to pick up if something's trying to be hidden.
Gotcha.
True.
We'll notice if something like that happens, but that may be the best option.
I disagree. We do not, we cannot afford to go in and backtrack and go out if things don't work. I believe we should prepare as best as we can before going.
I agree with both.
So,
Prepare.
I've got a little question here. You see that Antoine has taken a notebook out and is taking notes of everything? No, I've got 2 questions to be honest. The first, I see a lot of love between Dr. Monroe and Sam. Is it going to make a problem during this mission?
I don't believe it's a problem. He's just unhappy I turned him down last time we met.
Ooh,
The last 3
feel that.
times
Ooh, feel the
we have
heat.
met.
Sorry.
Feel that
3 times.
heat. I'm sorry.
I'll ask again. Does it going to be a problem during this mission?
We are going to work fine. Even if I don't like him or he does not like me. We are here for a mission. We'll do as such.
Perfect.
At the end of the day, neither one of us are idiots. We've got a job to do, we'll get it done. We might not be happy that we're working together, but we'll still get the job done because the alternative isn't that good.
Exactly.
That's what I like to hear. Second question, Mr. Harrow.
Yes.
Do we need to expect poisons?
Poisons they don't tend to be my clan's specialty. I believe it may be Dr. Roberts' specialty more than anything else, but I expect some sort of magical guardians more than likely. But there might be a way around it. One of my concerns if we find any wards, it's probably best not to try to break them. It's probably best to try and suppress them. Because anyone with intelligence, if you put a protection in place, you'll have a contingency if someone tries to break it. I would, if I warded a place, I'd have a second layer of contingencies that would kick in should the first ward be broken. But if you suppress it, you're not breaking it, so it shouldn't kick in any contingencies.
That's an interesting take.
Also, if we try to damage the property, something else is likely to happen. The Guardians might not be so much of preventing access as also protecting the property. So if you damage the place, things may happen which we'd rather not. So best be as subtle as we can and avoid damaging as much as we can. Just go in there, get what we need and get out.
So perhaps someone who is very, very quiet, perhaps even silent and or invisible. Would this be something that would be like a workaround for the security system, or is that not going to matter at all?
The security system, that would work, but not the wards.
I do have some knowledge about wards, one could say. Specifically them, we just have to be mindful on what we touch. If we do not stay touching things willy-nilly, they will not be triggered. The problem is with warding circles. They are much more easily problematic for us, especially the skulkers.
I remember something also. Our friend Charlie if I remember what I know, I think her kind have a lot of stealthy skills too.
You do have 2 Nos in the room.
But I'm looking at Charlie. So I'm looking at Charlie. Charlie, you have a lot of skills getting around, don't you?
I do my best.
What kind of skills do you think you might be able to use getting either in or around some of this security?
So it would really depend if it is kind security or if it is kindred security.
Most likely, let's assume the worst.
On a good day, if we're not working with something that can sense, I can manage.
I see. What I am theorizing here is that we have 3 possible infiltrators, I myself included, of course. And we have one that's good in detection and one that's good in tracking.
Mhm.
So we perhaps are best going into the slow, steady, and kind of easy route of not drawing too much attention.
Mhm.
Assuming we are entering the chantry, we still haven't found it.
Now we're leaving out. We have another that also has some skills. And since we are obviously going to be relying on each other, the other gentleman in the gorgeous hat, that's not animal skin, is it? Okay. I'm just checking. Just checking. All right. Skills that you might have.
My skills, let's say, is in science. I know a lot of chemistry. I know a little about poisons,
Oh.
but I think I could help you if there is something that could ambush us. Maybe I could help with that as well.
Really?
But I could certainly help you in the fight.
Storyteller, I have a question.
Yep.
What kind of magical protections and guardians would I be able to theorize they have in the chantry?
Let's take a look and see what you got. We're going to do an intelligence occult roll. Let's see what your specialty is in occult. Nope, that's mystical artifacts. So no specialty on this. That's a straight intelligence occult roll.
Let's do this.
That is 5. I would not recommend spending a willpower to roll 1 die. Make it worth it, okay? And if anyone has 2 willpower marked at this point, click on the minus yellow button under your willpower to make it 1, because I believe there was one person that had to do it twice. Okay? Just want to make sure.
Can I take the same roll? Because obviously I'd probably have an insight into it.
You can do that. Let's check your occult specialty.
Not sure I've got a specialty.
You do, wards. You could apply your specialty to surmise approximately what wards you think might be in place on a locked down chantry. So you do so by clicking the power bonus to give you the +1. All right. So if you want to spend willpower, you can. You don't have to. You can take it as it is.
I'll take it as it is, because even with a good roll now, it won't improve on what Dr. Roberts had rolled.
That's true. Because while, Sam, you know that there's going to be wards in place, you're finding it difficult to really kind of pin down which ones exactly, because you know that Pontifex Ulmer not only is a highly skilled fucking Tremere herself, she is one of the youngest Tremere to ever make rank of Pontifex. She also has a wide variety of connections that have a variety of knowledge. You, Dr. Roberts, you surmise that throughout your travels and throughout your research, there have been things that you have found that Tremere have been capable of through the ages. You're not so certain that all of it will be there, but they definitely had the capability of defending their holdings. Between wards that not just can warn them if someone is crossing a threshold, but also cause significant damage to beings that do. Also, Tremere throughout history knew how to create creatures that could act as guardians as well. And it is rumored that a certain Tremere that was in residence at the Milwaukee Chantry, who is now regent of the Chicago Chantry, knew how to do it.
I think if I'm going to organize the incredibly convoluted lore of your clan into small words, they perhaps might have warnings, signals, not only words to prevent, but also words to harm. They might have servants made from either blood sorcery or whatever nefarious experiment they might be reminiscent in there. I do perhaps think that if we are to be ambushed, like Mr. Delacroix suggested, we are better be prepared to fight. We might not be able to reason our way out of every possible encounter we have there, assuming, of course, we are crossing them. Because with our strategy, we assume that we're not going to get their attention in the first place, which is a lot of optimism in our part.
Well, then it sounds like it's not just a matter of locating an entrance for the security, but then identifying beings, either to be mortal or otherwise, just to know who is around the area that could or could not be of danger.
Probably inside the chantry. Those things do not bode well with the Masquerade. Let me say that.
I can sense things like this.
I am very glad that you are with us.
You're welcome.
Now, I think that conjecture will only take us so far. We really need to take a step forward and start doing things. So, Miss Sakharine, you said that you're going to do something now, right? Or was the computer... I'm not sure. Not really into tech.
Yeah, I tried. The floor plans is what I got.
Well, we can try something else for your angle. Or we can also just say, fuck it and go for that.
I mean, you could just send someone in. Oh, I didn't say that, did I? I mean, go straight to the front door. Either do it stealthily and...
I mean, it's a public library. People go in it all the time.
Right.
Well...
So, I mean, go walk in and where's the bathroom? Where's the front desk? How do you check out? I mean, go around. See if there's anything in the immediate that looks off. And that might be something Sam might be able to spot.
I was going to suggest him, yes.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly.
Once a Tremere, always a Tremere.
I knew you admired my skill set.
Of course. Your talents were put into this mission for a reason.
Okay, so the group is the group reaching a consensus that you need to transition to the library now.
Yes.
Okay. This is where we are going to go to break. Enjoy Carlene serenading you as you get to see the cast of all the splats of this series. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And welcome back, everyone, to our vampire story in Queen's Gambit. This group has met with Queen Durand and gotten their mission. They took some time to discuss some tactics and how they plan to approach this situation. And now they have traveled not far, because in the center of downtown is a gorgeous historical building, large, that is the Central Milwaukee Public Library. As you all have pulled up, a car took you, a vehicle. If you required any tools or anything like that, it is available to you because we assume competence. The library's closed. It's now about 9 p.m. The library closes at 7:30. The scene is yours.
I look at all my coterie mates. I have a question. Are the Nosferatu utilizing any ways of obfuscating themselves?
I will tell you here at McStabber Studios, we rule that when Nosferatu obfuscate, or anyone obfuscates, anyone who has it, that when they obfuscate, they can do so and let their group be aware of them. They just have to, if they're using unseen passage, silence of death, that kind of stuff, they need to basically whisper, but do a stage whisper for stream so folks can hear you. And you can still communicate and see each other, okay? But other people do not see the obfuscated people.
Very well.
Okay? That way they don't have to break their obfuscate just to talk with their group.
Yep. I look at my four for this mission coterie mates and I say, well, we have two alternatives. We either break in or I try to badge my actual archaeologist badge on to security and say something. Not the best idea, let me tell you just now. Not really good with words.
I don't think, I mean, you know, look, I got the predator look on me. I'm not sure I can go talk to pretty much anybody.
I'm quite happy with, well, we can't get in, we'll have to break in either way. But Dr. Roberts, what's your specialty? I'm assuming you're not a medical doctor.
I am an archaeologist.
So not a real doctor. That's okay. I was pretty sure of that. I just wanted to make sure.
Let's not start talking what's not real, Mr. Glass Ceiling.
It's all showmanship. But anyway, yes.
Speaking of showmanship, aren't you a showman? Perhaps you are better fit to try and enter the place and serve as a distraction. So we can go unnoticed here.
If necessary, it can cause a distraction, but hopefully it's not necessary. But I'm assuming we're outside the car now, or we just been dropped off?
Yeah, you're there. The car is parked.
I just want to have a look at the place with Sense the Unseen, see if I spot anything, something obvious, any auras or...
Nope, it's a library.
Fair enough. That's okay. It must have another entrance inside it. That's all. I was checking it wasn't like a big.
Yeah, no. It's an old. We're talking like likely mid 1800s limestone large building. You aren't going to be able to sense anything past that limestone, and the building itself is not supernatural.
That's okay. That was just checking out. There wasn't a hidden door next to the main one. Literally, it said, Tremere, come through here.
Well,
And Sonya's looking up, looking at the front of the building and kind of, do I see any cameras? Any obvious cameras?
No, I mean, there's might be some street cameras, but it's not, there's nothing really like right there at the library that you see.
Gotcha. Nothing on the side of the library, like the front or the side. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's a public library. Nobody goes and robs the public library.
But us. Okay. She's just gonna look around. All right. Well, somebody's got to get that door open. Somebody's got to get in.
okay.
What's our thought?
Let's stop mingling. You're good with animals.
Yes. Meow.
Could you catch me a spider?
Can I go, what?
Catch me a spider.
Sure, I can try.
It's assumed you have ritual components already, Dr. Roberts.
The spider has to be a living one.
You could have popped one in a jar before we came.
Yeah, it could be. So I say, I'm not sure poor Elizabeth is alive yet, but let's see. And you see, as I take a vial full of blood, and I take a little box from my backpack, I open it, and there's a little live spider in that. Oh, Elizabeth, hello, thank you for your service. And I dump it on the blood vial, give it a good shake, and then I drink it.
So that's what you do with your friends.
I'll remember that, bro.
I'm sorry.
Do what you gotta do.
The active blood sorcerer here has to do something, right?
I mean, yeah. Wait.
So I will utilize my unseen passage.
But the ritual you just activated, that is clinging of the insect.
Yes, I will utilize both.
Okay.
But
all right. So for
clinking.
unseen passage, you are going to rouse.
Mm-hmm.
And you get hungrier.
Good. Amazing.
And now you are also going to do your ritual roll for your blood sorcery.
Let's go.
And you make sure you use your power bonus for it.
Yes. That's 3 successes. Is it enough?
No.
It's a ritual level 1, right?
It's a level 1 ritual.
So
3 is enough.
Okay.
But it only allows you for a scene. So once you transition to inside, you will no longer be able to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
I drink it. Somewhat of a weak concoction. I will go through the back, not really the back, to up. And that's my whole idea. Go there, trying to open it from the inside, get a door to all of us.
Okay, so you're going to climb up the wall and what? Try to find an open window?
Try to break in a window somewhat if needed.
Okay. So you break a window.
I do have larceny.
Let's roll. Let's see if you can actually successfully break in without injuring yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's roll dexterity larceny.
Let's go. I am going to roll willpower.
Okay. You can roll 2 dice out of that because 2 are your hunger dice. You don't get to re-roll those. Okay, you got 3 successes. You're going to take 1 superficial damage as the glass that you shatter cuts you.
All right.
And you land in the second story of this multi-story library.
Okay.
It is dark. Can you see in the dark?
Absolutely not. What kind of question
All
is that?
right. Now you're going to roll a dex stealth to see if you can navigate downstairs without knocking shit over.
Well, I do have Silence of Death. That does not help me in the slightest. So
Yeah, because if you knock something over, guess what breaks? Silence of death.
exactly. Let's roll.
Okay, with a 4, you can navigate. You bump into a few things, but nothing actually comes crashing down. Okay?
Mhm.
You're able to navigate. It is a pitch black public library. It is dark. There's no fucking security officer here. Nobody breaks into a public library. So you literally find the keys in the manager's office and unlock the front door.
I open the door.
Actually, could I have a private word with everyone else whilst he's
Absolutely.
doing that?
We will pause you there, Dr. Roberts, and we will flash to the other group.
Not that I'm going to have a go at him at any type of fashion, but just so you're aware, there may be this is to everyone else rather than Dr. Roberts. There's a tiny bit of history between us. We don't get along that well. But what he doesn't realise is I actually like him. It's fun. I see the whole rivalry thing as...
Flirting?
No, he sees it as I don't. It's like you get bored. You need someone's nose to tweak, so I just aggravate him. I've been aggravating him for the last couple of centuries. It's great fun. I'm just seeing how long it can go before I get bored. So there's nothing serious there. I've never tried to harm him, and I don't think he's tried to harm me, but I wouldn't bet on that. But,
You ever heard the expression poke the bear?
no, should I?
Poke the bear. If you go and poke the bear enough times, the bear is going to poke you back. And if they think about this, you know, if they got feelings for you and you're poking the bear and they don't understand that, they're going to poke you back. And then this mission's going to fail and we all going to get poked in a way that ain't going to feel good.
That's true.
And that is when Dr. Roberts opens the door to hear that we're all going to get
Poking. Perfect timing.
We're just getting all poked out here.
Let's focus on the mission, and I will not ask questions.
I completely agree, Madeline.
So yeah, it's pitch black. I found it in good taste to not turn on any lights. You know,
There are some flashlights that were available in the vehicle, though, so you can turn that on to navigate inside the library.
Any headlamps?
And there can be headlamps, absolutely.
Okay.
And Sanya has the nice little red eyes
Mm-hmm.
where she can just, now she can see in the dark.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my Nosferatu. Do you have anything activated at this time as you're entering the library?
I'm probably going to walk in with just Mask of 1,000 Faces.
Okay. And Antoine, anything for you? You're muted.
And I'm thinking maybe I should go in hidden. What do you think? I'm thinking that might be a wise idea.
Dr. Roberts, you didn't see a single soul inside that building.
okay. I tell everyone the building seems a little empty,
And
and by a little I mean no one.
you didn't see any cameras or anything like that inside, right?
Lights we're off. And they didn't see me. We can hide well for those.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
And if you don't have Ghost in the Machine, you're even obfuscated, you still show up on camera.
Truth.
All right, so we will wait while Antoine tries to figure out why his mic isn't working, and we will start to move folks forward. So you go into the library. Sanya, with your eyes of the beast, you can see like it's daylight in there, and the place is empty. It's a public library.
Okay.
It's not a museum. It's a public library.
Right.
They don't have a bunch of riches and stuff. It's a public library.
So she's going to scan
now,
around.
I will say there is a locked room where is the computer room. But the library itself, no. It's just secured with locks and things like that.
So can she start progressing forward into it then? Okay. So then she's going to kind of scan around. She's kind of in her head making a mental map of where the bookshelves are. They lined in patterns so she can tell which way to go in between them. So she starts walking through and she's looking for what would be like, as she walks past each, bookshelf, is there a door over there? Is there a door over there? And just trying to see where doors might be, openings might be as she traverses through, trying to get towards the back.
While Sanya is doing that, I believe Robert is going to be going with Harold, specifically lighting his way so he can better see, utilizing his aspects, utilizing the flashlight.
I can use some heightened senses as well, so I don't know if that would allow me to see in the dark. I don't know if it would.
No, I mean, it'd allow you to pick out like shapes and stuff, but you have a light source. There's headlamps, there's flashlights. Hell, if you've got phones, you can use a flashlight on a phone.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
So, yeah, I'll have a look around with Sense the Unseen, I think. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think
Well,
that was
we have
probably the
switched
best.
scenes now, so you'll have to basically kick it on again. And as you look, there on the main floor, there's nothing.
Just wandering around, yeah. No, I can't see anything that we'll say supernatural here.
Okay. So Sonya's going to stop. She's going to look behind her to see where Sam is, if he's caught up. She'll be like, hey, do you see any stairwells? We see any stairwells? I mean, I can. That's right. You can't see. I can. Okay. Where would a stairwell be? I don't go to the library that often. So.
Oh, we did have the map open before we did have a
Charlie holds up her phone, which has the floor pans on it. Probably right there.
Let me see. Okay, she grabs it. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to head over here because if there's nothing on this floor, then we probably need to go down, right? So I think I see some stairs. If any of you can't see, you can grab my hand or something. And...
We have the flashlights, Miss Mitchell.
Okay. You can call me Sanya. That's a little less formal. So she's just going to give the phone back. Here you go.
All right. So do you have anything activated, Antoine?
I don't know if I need to activate it, but I've got toughness. That I think because I don't know the place, I'm still, try to be on my toes, but nothing else.
Okay. So if there's no combat right now that you can see, I wouldn't recommend rousing for toughness preemptively. Okay? Because it is also something that can reflexively kick on as well. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you all have navigated through the library main floor. You close the door behind yourself so that no one's aware you're actually inside the closed library. You're using flashlights, headlamps, and phones as flashlights to navigate, and you guys have found the basement entrance. Basically, it's a door that says basement, and behind it is a stairwell that goes down.
Okay. So, Tremere guy, Sam, see this door? Do you read anything funky on the door?
Don't think I do.
No, you do not.
I'll check
Not on
this
that door.
also.
Okay. All right. So, guess I'm going to be the brave one. Grabs the door handle, turns. Is it pull out or push in?
I'm
Goes to
going
the
to
door.
say it opens into the library itself.
Okay.
Mhm.
Pushes inward on the door. Since she's got, eyes and beasts, she's looking around.
It's an empty, dark stairwell,
All right.
and it only goes down.
All right. Guess I'm going first. Who's coming? So she starts.
Charlie gets like right beside you to go down with you.
Come on, it's a girl thing. Let's go. Let's go. She starts going down the stairs. Slowly, though, and really just.
I'll just be behind them, keeping my eyes open for anything that they might not see, but making sure I've got a barrier before anything hits me.
There's another door. You go down, basically, it's like almost switchback stairs. You go down to a landing and then turn and go down again. And there is a door as you reach the bottom, and it is into the basement. The door itself is secured. It is a locked door.
Okay. Now,
Go ahead.
I'm not touching it first. So,
like key lock, button lock.
It's going to be key lock.
Key lock.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to pick it.
Okay.
here, let me scoot over. You just come right on up around here and get in front of me. And there you
You
go.
are going to roll dexterity larceny, and if you have a specialty that applies, you will use your power bonus. That is 4 successes. You've literally picked this lock like you've been doing it your whole unlife.
Look at you.
She takes a freaking what looks like a hairpin out of her hair, but it's actually a pick. And she just, boop, and the door pops open. Yeah, so there you go. You are in the basement. The basement's obviously used for storage.
Lots of crates, things like that.
Crates, there's, shelves with boxes that are labeled with various books and things. And there's even like an old microfiche machine there that looks like it's out of service. I mean, there's all kinds of... There's like old equipment. There's old computers in there that obviously aren't working. And
Charlie just like stops and just like kind of like tender, like just like, oh, I miss you.
Is there
yes,
is there an empty wall or something, and a wall where there is nothing? Just like
there are a few empty walls. It seems like there's one like that's an internal wall where there might be like rooms built, like a hallway with rooms and stuff. And then there is a few empty walls around the exterior, what would be the exterior of the building if it was actually not underground kind of thing. But there's not too many empty walls. But as you navigate down this hallway, you do notice, actually, Sam, you notice at the end of the hallway, based on the floor plan of this building, that The hallway should not end there. And you look, and the wall at the end of the hall, you can see right through it.
Well, I think we found a way in. Can you see a wall at the end of this corridor?
No.
The rest of you see a wall.
Right. Is this a single file hallway that we're in? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively wide. You can
Okay.
walk, at least 2, maybe 3 abreast kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no wall. It's not a real wall. We can walk through there.
We can do what?
Just go up and touch that wall, see what happens.
Wait.
Wait, say what?
No, basically there's no wall there.
Okay.
Well,
The wall there is no wall.
There's no wall there. I'll just wander up towards it and stop short and have a closer look to make sure there's no obvious wardings.
You touch it first. All I see is a wall. You touch it first.
I'm going to have a look to see if there's any obvious wardens.
Okay.
You can't see in the dark.
Can't see wardings. Torches?
I light my torch to the floor and then to the ceiling, to the walls.
Yeah.
I want you to roll me a wits occult and use your specialty in wards. Let's see if you can see it. If there's any there. Because what it looks to you is just a transparent wall. Basically,
like an illusion.
It's an illusion. Mm-hmm.
So that was wits and occult.
Mm-hmm. With your specialty in wards, so use your power bonus.
Ooh, I think I'll call it re-roll something there.
And you can pick up to 3.
That's a little bit better.
That is 6, but I'm going to tell you, you can see that there might be some things in the room, but you can't make out what they are. You would have needed a crit.
Well, I can see something there. Can't tell what, though.
Well, I mean, if I were in the room, I can see stuff, but all I see is a wall.
Yeah.
So, can you get...
Antoine's sticking his hand up. You need to say something, Antoine?
Yeah, I was wondering if I can see other kind of traps, if I can try to detect other kind of traps.
You can roll to see. Let's take a look at your sheet to see what you need to roll.
I thought something awareness, ambushes. Maybe not
Ambushes would not apply?
No, that's what I thought, but maybe wits awareness?
Yeah, wits awareness is a good one.
Good.
6.
6. You do not see any apparent traps because you don't see through this wall.
Well, Harold, what do you suggest? Should we go forward?
I'm going to put my hand where the wall is. Just
Touch it.
gently touch.
Touch it.
As you
Touch
press
it.
your hand to where the wall is, your hand moves forward and you take 1 aggravated damage.
Okay. Let's see. How do I?
You're going to mark your health tracker with the red plus mark.
Done. Yeah, I'll pull my hand back quickly, and it's.
And you
probably a
see
little bit
it is
burned.
scorched.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't touch it first.
So yeah, there's a board there, definitely.
Now, I will say we have 2 blood sorcerers in this group. There's obviously a ward on that false wall that you all can't see. But with 2 blood sorcerers, you can do an intelligence blood sorcery roll with your power bonus, both of you, to see if either one of you might be able to unwork that ward.
All right. Our bonus. Intelligence. And the blood sorcery.
Not the best roll from me.
Mm-hmm. Considering I have 3 failures, I will spend a willpower.
All right. And make sure you click on 3 of the dots.
Yes.
To reroll.
One more.
Okay. With 5, this is going to take some time, but you are able to diffuse that ward.
I go to Harrow. I study his hand that scorch a little. That's nasty work. This is going to take us a few minutes, or more than a few minutes, but I can undo this.
That's good.
And I will start the process to slowly and painstakingly, and trying to not stick my hand into it because I do not want aggravated damage way to undo it.
Mm-hmm. And after about 10 minutes passes, you all see Dr. Roberts working diligently on this. He is single-minded of focus. Sam, you haven't even seen a blood sorcerer like this before. The way he works it is like second nature. And the illusion falls with the ward. You now see an opening into a chantry.
That was clever. They tied them both together.
Oh, I see stuff now.
Yeah, you do. With your eyes of the beast, you see stuff. You don't see the warding circle on the floor, but you see stuff. There is literally an empty, dusty desk, almost like a reception desk.
Mm-hmm.
There is some empty, dusty bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
A few knickknacks that are of no value whatsoever. And dusty. A few broken things. There's some scorch marks on the walls. Some debris. And you see a body on the floor.
Oh, looky there.
It appears a bit desiccated.
Who wants to take the first step inward?
Even though Comampas is a sweet, sweet treat, I do not think Harrow should be the one. He's our only eyes in the situation, sadly. So, yes.
Do I sense any magic coming off it? I'm just wondering if it's
the corpse itself is just a corpse.
Looks corpse. That's okay.
It's just a corpse.
Just checking it wasn't a zombie.
Yeah, no, it's not a zombie. I don't do zombies, okay? But yeah, so... But yeah, no. The corpse itself is not even on the warding circle. It's off to the side a bit, towards a hallway. The warding circle you see I would like for you to consider your options with this. You can attempt to analyze it again now that you can get a clearer vision of it. You could point it out to Dr. Roberts so that he might be able to suss it out, or other alternatives that you maybe think of.
I'd probably have another go at analysing it now I can see it clearly, but I'd also point out to Dr. Roberts at the same time because he's more inclined to ward circles on herself.
All right.
And if one of us fails, the other might succeed.
Yep. Okay, so for those who would like to analyze this ward, now that it has been pointed out to you, Dr. Roberts, it's not necessarily like you can determine exactly what it is based on aspects, but if you have a good enough roll with Wits Occult, you can possibly suss something out that will assist Mr. Harrow. Mr. Harrow, you need to roll Wits and Occult, but also hit your power bonus because you have a specialty in wards.
Okay.
Can Charlie see this ward?
Do you have Sense the Unseen?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Ooh, wait.
Are you going to willpower, Mr. Harrow?
I think I should. At least I've got more than none this time. Let's see.
Okay, you got 3. You are able to determine that it is a multi-layered ward. That it seems to be multiple warding circles layered on each other. Dr. Roberts, your knowledge of blood sorcery and its capabilities, you presume that this ward is not a general attack ward. It is geared to prevent other creatures from getting into this chantry, so that if they could survive the aggravated damage of the attack ward and still make it in, they weren't going to make it out of the circle.
Nasty work. They wanted a death trap. An actual death trap.
Very clever, because there's seems to be several wards on top of each other as well to stop anything.
Yes. And it's, considering the illusion we had before, yeah. He points at the corpse. That one made far.
Got in,
They-
but didn't get help.
Can we go ahead and walk in?
I look at Harrow. You seem to be familiar with this specific utilization of blood sorcery. Help me here. Let's think together. How can we overcome this?
Yes, let's see. Well, with wards, the easiest way is to break it. But I'd rather not, if possible. But storyteller, what are our options as far as I can tell as my character, who's an expert on wards?
Well, I can tell you, you didn't get enough successes to actually determine what the different layers were.
Yeah.
But your conjecture, we're going to roll. We're going to roll and see what you conjecture.
Yeah.
We're going to roll. Let's do intelligence awareness with your instinct specialty.
Only 4. But what the hell, I'll re-roll one. Well, I'll re-roll 3.
Okay,
6.
with 6, you can ascertain that not many vampires could withstand going through the full ward that was on that false wall due to it, you barely touching it and it didn't ag.
Yeah.
So likely these wards are not against vampires. They are against things like werewolves and ghosts and other supernatural creatures.
So I'd suspect that the initial ward was on the wall was the anti-vampire one, basically, and the other ones are to stop anything else getting in.
Well, please.
They definitely didn't want something coming in here.
Yeah. They're very protective of their privacy.
Is it... So in other words, is it clear for us to come in the room? Or do you have to take something off?
Somebody is going to have to try.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's going to have to take the first step.
Because we can sit around here with our thumbs up our butts talking about what are we going to do for 30 minutes.
I'll
I don't
do
really want
it.
to touch it.
Okay, Antoine is volunteering to do it.
Brave one.
And here, does my toughness here will help?
You also have a ring.
Yeah. I'll take the ring out. I'll show it to Mr. Harrow. Do you think that would help if I put this on?
I don't know, what is it?
Um,
I'll have a look at it with Sentient Scene and...
And it glows. It glows red.
That's interesting. It seems to glow red, but I'm not sure what it does. Where did you get that from?
A red glow to something triggers to you that it is blood sorcery.
So it is blood sorcery, but I'm not sure what that does.
Well, stick it on a wall. Maybe.
I'll put it on my. I'll take it in my hand, and I'll go in the circle.
Okay. When you do, nothing happens to you.
Hey,
Nothing happens to anyone else either. Because those wards aren't against vampires.
Okay.
They're against everything else.
They're against everything else.
Well,
that could survive lots of ag.
Yes. I had considered giving Dr. Roberts a little shove just to be safe, but...
So you have made it into
approved.
the chantry. You see a body. It looks a bit emaciated. It actually looks like it had its throat ripped out.
Oh, yummy.
Did it happen? Can I see with the body condition if it happened a lot of time ago?
Do you have medicine or investigation?
I've got only one in medicine. Investigation. I've got 2 in investigation.
Okay, give me a wits investigation roll. And if anyone else has either medicine or investigation, you can give me a wits investigation roll.
Let me try. I forgot that.
Can I just check its pockets to see if it's got anything in its pockets for ID or anything like that?
There's nothing.
Nothing.
I did a wits investigation. I also have medicine. Would it be worth it to do twice on another?
No, you only get to pick one roll.
I did wits and investigation.
All right. So we have Antoine got 1 success. That's not enough.
Mhm.
Charlie got 3 successes. Hold on just a moment. Dr. Roberts got 3 successes. Hold on just a moment. Sanya got 1 success. Not enough. Is Sam rolling anything, or is he sitting back on this one?
I don't have
Is it
investigation.
or
tool.
medicine? Okay,
Nope.
that's perfectly fine. Not everybody's going to have everything. So,
Let's see. I could
literally,
just try wits. What the
I would
hell?
say from Charlie and Dr. Roberts. Oh, no, you can't just roll wits.
Oh, sorry. I thought I could try that without the benefit of the thing.
No,
Oh, well.
no, you can't just roll wits. But, so I said specifically, if you have investigation or medicine, you can make the roll. So we have you two got 3 successes each. You can tell it's a little difficult because the body has obviously been drained. There is not a lot of blood on the ground around it. It's not as old as the raid on the chantry. The scorch marks on the walls seem older than this body and its decomposition. You would say this one probably been there a couple months. It's not looking so hot, but it's not like a mummy, you know?
Mm. Sonya's going to walk kind of around the perimeter of the room while they're looking at the body.
Dr. Roberts is going to lean closely and then look at Charlie. Do you perhaps have a guess about this one? I don't think it's that old.
No. It seemed... My best guess, somebody just wanted to dispose of the body and threw it in. They knew that they knew that it was there and just wanted to get rid of it after they drained, I guess. That's my best guess.
That's a really weird thing to do. And it doesn't track, I guess? I don't know if the wounds... I'm not a doctor. I am a doctor, and I look at Harrow. Not the medical kind of doctor, however. Anyway, let's be mindful. Let's hope that whatever did this is not here. Even though it might be.
And the moment you say that, from the hallway that this body is lying in front of, a massive creature steps from the stone wall.
All right, who summoned that?
And lets out a loud growl. You're staring down at a gargoyle.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at the doctor, and you had to say something.
About to say, just who summoned it? It's kind of like Beetlejuice. You say its name, and here you go.
And this
We
is
have
where
my
we
bones.
conclude our first session of Vampire in Queen's Gambit. Thank you to my players. I have kept y'all hopping all damn night, and I've loved it.
Everyone was afraid. For a reason.
This is a high-stakes, very dangerous game, and I'm glad you're all afraid because you should be.
Just put the ring on and go. I ain't touching that.
Thank you, viewers, for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you all so much. And we even saw that there was a hype train during this. So thank you all so much. And do join us on the Discord. This series, with all the cast that you saw during break, has been cast from the community at our Discord channel. So please join us there if you enjoy our streams and possibly want to play at a table with us, because we do post casting calls there, and that's the only place we post them. So if you want to try to play with us, that's the place to be. Also, we do some Zoom hangouts on occasion when we have time to do such things, and we do some non-streamed community gaming like Blood on the Clock Tower from time to time too, which is a ton of fun. So yeah, and it's just a great community of amazing folks. Love you all. And that's that. And then we're going to talk about where you can catch back episodes of this stream and others, because we have done this, as a matter of fact, as of tomorrow will be 5 years. We have a lot of content that's available on our YouTube channel. Check out the link in chat now. Also, if you want to watch Call of Cthulhu 7e or D&D 5e, check out the Ishbel YouTube channel that is linked in chat, because that is where our amazing European DM and keeper, Dr. Tiss, stores her back content. And we have some amazing friends who do amazing things that are listed in chat right now. You recognize Junie Von Esch. She streams with us here now with Vampire on Saturdays, and she'll be doing Werewolf for Queen's Gambit coming relatively soon. And we've got Ravnos Archon, who is our mage ST for Queen's Gambit, and you see him in various streams on this channel. He also does a channel where he does streaming himself. Mischievous Red, you know, from Kansas City. You will see her playing in this series as well, as you saw in Break. And also she's in Changeling. You can check her out on her channel when life allows her to have the spoons to stream. And of course, Re-Rolls. You can see me there on Sundays playing a dilettante in Call of Cthulhu 7e on Sunday evenings. Yeah, it's insane, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. But Psychoshire, what you got going on your channel?
Oh, I have been doing Cyberpunk, Mass Effect, Borderlands 2. I have been streaming all of that stuff. I do streaming games, sometimes first-person shooters, sometimes not. More or less whatever kind of entertains me at the moment. But yeah, I've been doing that. That has been my priority, streaming and doing stuff for these wonderful people, wonderful cast, wonderful ST people, wonderful admins, wonderful techie people. All of these people have been amazing to hang out with. So I do everything I can with them as much as I can.
Yep. And is anyone else here doing anything outside of the McStabber Studios? Nope. Okay. Wanted to give you a chance to do that, to promote that if you do. But do check out Psychoshire. Her channel is linked right now. Shanky did post that in chat. Give her a follow and some love from the McStabbers, because she's awesome. And of course, if you would like to get studio merch or merch related to various streams that we have run, you can check out our Zazzle shop. You do need to be signed into an account, because you have to get your age verified for certain items we have listed, like the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would t-shirt. Okay? You can be a counselor at Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would. Yeah, but you got to be signed in just to see it, because I had to list it as adult due to swear words. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it takes to be an adult.
Yeah, we're adultish here. All right. And coming up over the next week, tomorrow we have a double feature at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check out Tiss and her group of intrepid investigators. Ebb and Blade, will you be playing tomorrow?
Yep, I'll be playing another honest person.
Another honest person. Yes, you are such an honest person. So, join Evan Blade and Tiss, an amazing crew that plays Call of Cthulhu 7E London Esoteric Society, a group of investigators who do all the sus-ass shit, like read all the books that should be burned and summon elder beings and chase snake people and do all sorts of things that get them insane and murdered. There's not enough cheese. There's not enough cheese murders.
Yeah, true. Also, I'd like to mention tomorrow I'll be playing a real doctor.
I can laugh now because I'm not playing Roberts.
Wow! Feel that burn.
He felt the burn.
He did feel the burn because he's still got that ag. But yeah. Oh my goodness. So that's at 3 p.m. Eastern. Do join them for that. It's a fun game. Do check them out. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, Junie is running her Chicago V5 game called Hidden City. It is set in 2010. You can see myself, Glaciate down here, and our crew of amazing folks doing all the things that we need to do to try to get Jackson to take over Princeton from Peterson, because Peterson is a schmuck. And
Yep, he is.
Yeah. So join us. We had our first session last Saturday. It is available on our YouTube, so you have time to watch it before we play our second session tomorrow, and you can be all caught up. And we will be playing that at 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, on Wednesday, we have Vampire the Masquerade, Dark Ages, Transylvania Chronicles. We are in season 4 of that, y'all. And, ooh, lordy. The Inquisition went after some Romani. This coterie of elder freaking vampires were not putting up with it. Yeah, sent the Inquisition packing. And now they stole one of the Ravnos. And the coterie's going to go rescue said Ravnos. Yeah. Gonna kill the rest of the Inquisition that ran away like little cowards. So because there's 2 La Sombra in this coterie, as well as a Banu Hakim elder, and or Asimite elder is what they were back then, and and a Nosferatu and a Toreador. So yeah, it's craziness. Join us 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday for that, and of course we will be back here, this table right here, on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we pick up with a very likely hangry gargoyle bearing down on them. Yeah.
New pet.
And last but not
spoilers,
least,
I run.
Yeah.
I will just run.
Yeah. And but now there's not a wall that might be barring it. So there's that. And
He's gonna be hard to beat. Get it?
hard to beat. Yeah. And do take, last but not least, take care of yourself. Take care of your mental well-being. If you are struggling right now, or you are just overwhelmed and taxed out and are in crisis, do reach out to your support network if you have that available to you. But if you don't feel like you can, or you just don't have what you feel like is a good support network to lean on, please look in chat right now. We do have a list of organizations with numbers that you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to deal with your crisis situation. And if you are viewing on YouTube or you are outside of the US, you can go to findahelpline.com and look up your location and find the helplines available to you in your area. They cover over 140 countries. So please get the help you need. Please. And I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse. I'm going to tell you right now, we are getting into flu season, and you need to get your flu shots. You need to get them. We are also still, the COVID pandemic is never going to actually end, okay? COVID is around forever, just like flu's around forever, like the fucking common cold is around forever. Get your fucking COVID boosters, please. Get your COVID shots. It's important. It will help reduce your symptoms, reduce your risk of significant hospitalization. It will also help you not spread the fucking disease. So please, please. Also, I am a very politically oriented individual. It's just my thing. You know, I have a thing for rights for women and humans in general, and you got to get political if you care about that shit. And so I'm going to tell you right now, make sure you're registered to vote if you're an American citizen. Make sure your registration, if you've already done it, is still active. Check that shit. Because in Republican states in the U.S., they are purging voter rolls, they are restricting voters, they are doing all sorts of bad shit to suppress votes. You need to check your shit every week leading up to the election, because literally Republicans cheat to win. They fucking cheat to win. And they're showing you who they are. Project 2025 is the game plan. And they fully expect Trump not to be president a full term so that J.D. Vance can be the boy that brings in 2025. So, yeah, make sure you vote in November. Vote blue down the ticket. It's real fucking important that we not only get Kamala and Walz in office, but we also get a Congress that is blue majority as well, so that we can get laws passed that will help preserve and reinstate fucking rights. Said would love y'all. Y'all have a good night.